Everyone's literacy begins somewhere. It is shaped and developed by different events in one's life. This can range from something as simple as your first book to your second language. My story begins as many others did. However, my story takes me back to the 8th grade. Everyone has that teacher, the one they feel is simply out to get them. That one came for me in 8th grade. That teacher's name for me was Mr. Brady. He told me one day, with a slight flash of anger in his voice, "Nick, your speech makes me want to send you back to the 6th grade." With that, he informed me that he had signed me up with speech class. "Nick, this is for your own good," he said. My heart began to sink. It made me really think, was I really that bad? I made my way to the speech class the next day, assuming I was going to hate it, of course. Funny thing was that I actually did hate it. For a while, I wanted nothing to do with the class. It just wasn't satisfying for me. The class only consisted of me and one other kid, his name Kevin. Thankfully, I wasn't alone in the class. However, this kid had nothing to care for the class. He in fact wanted to avoid everything that involved work. When I started speech class, I didn't want anything to do with the class. However, that all began to change as I became more comfortable speaking. Also, I realized I really had no choice. The year passed quickly, and by the end I had given dozens of speeches, big and small, some without any real preparation. It all came down to a final speech in front of the entire school at the end. I then realized how far I had really come with my speaking, as it allowed me to speak to my class fluently for 10 minutes without any problems. When high school came, I joined a team called FRC Porter Robotics. For a while, this seemed like any regular club, but eventually I became captain of the team and realized it was much more. When this happened, I took on more responsibility than I ever thought I would. I gave speech after speech, wrote paper after paper, and I was comfortable with it all. I realized that this all had came from this single class in my life, and to this day I carry all my skills that the class gave me. Now I want everyone to think back to a point in their own life, something they didn't want to do that they felt was too much work. Think back, did it make a huge difference? And was it entirely worth the work?